Hello and welcome to this playthrough of Factorio, where I am building a megabase on Earth. I am using a mod, Cities of Earth, focusing on the Old World Hemisphere. My goal is to reach 10,000 science per minute with a rail-based design. The resources are set to maximum size and density, and biters and pollution are turned off. The mod list is shown in the description, as well as a link to my Twitch channel, High Speed. Please come visit me there. Questions and comments are welcome. Thank you for watching. Didn't make that blueprint large enough. All right. I got a lot to do up there. I've still got all the stuff I need to do it, so might as well keep on going on it. And open a fish monster. What are you complaining about? There we go. Absolutely disastrous hack, but it'll work. You're an old design anyways. So, start with the upgrade thing, of which there are none. That's nice. Let's double check that you are indeed broken. Yeah, because this E is getting its feed from the D line. So, all of these combinators need to go. All of these combinators. All of these combinators. All of these. Those need to be upgraded. All of these and all of these. Okay, let's get after it. Go north-south on this one.
But you better get your ass in here. Avoiding solar for the achievement, decided to go for nuclear power early, but then I realized that there is an acid on base 2. Um, Adding sulfuric acid to base 2 would be pretty straightforward. You've got room for it. I have a copy of base 2 right here. Sideways, but it'll work. No, there's sulfuric acid on base 2, bro. Sergey. It's right here. Because we use it for the blue chips. So you just need to get base 2 up to its final. Not on trains, no. Hi, Rolly. You asked what's up. My response would be sky clouds, mountains, big hills, tall trees, inflation, spiders, ceiling fans. Sergey, so the question is, are any of these things that you're not using? If you're not going for solar, then you can replace this solar build position. This train can be replaced with a acid loader. Acid. And there is in the stations thing, there should be an acid loader station. Yeah, there is. There's an acid unloader. You can just reverse it. Drywall and lights. There's also an acid train there, Sergey. So it's close to being usable for what you want, what you really, really want. What happens if what? Rolly rolls. Bang! Oh! Yeah, if you're not using the solar stations, whack it. Whack it like it's hot. Alright, that's enough of that. You're complaining because I missed something, so let's go fix that. Wait a minute, you're supposed to be here. Did I not place these? Well, that was quick. Well, hopefully your day is uneventful. Aw, you're here listening? Well, then I'll continue to excite you. Your time here was quicker than the time spent with your girlfriend. Gotcha. Why would you be complaining about a stack filter inserter being in the way? So I deleted all these things and then forgot to put them in. Well, it's kind of hard to avoid watching you when you show up on when every time I'm at a adult website, it's just the whole sidebar is cougars in your area, and then it's you being dominated by your girlfriend. That's the picture. So, not that I'm into that sort of thing, but I guess their tracking cookies aren't really that good. So they keep showing me the same thing. What, you thought you were going to get a funny one in on me? I don't think so. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I want to be dominated by a MILF. By a cookie. I mean, we know she's not a MILF because that would require that you be capable of producing offspring, and that's probably not in your realm. It doesn't fit well. You might not be able to put the tank there, Sergey. You might have to just pump directly in and just rely on the pipe capacity. Yeah, I'm spitting facts, baby. So, Sergey, yeah, that probably doesn't fit with the tank there. But if you just load it from one side with the pumps, no, even with the pumps, it might not fit. Yeah, yeah. Hey, you know what, Sergey? It doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit. There's nothing you can do about that. You'd have to refactor. The other thing you could do is that you could swap this pack station with that, or if you're not using the pack station, you can just put it there, because you'll have room to put it where the pack station is on the one side. Yeah. Maybe I should have done that differently so that it is swappable. I'm gonna not stand on the track while I do this. Yes, Sergey. Another refinement for the future. And I really do appreciate you consistently beating that up a little bit. Because there's so many things you don't notice because, you change something and forget to propagate it everywhere. Here, 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 and here. So that's a bunch of upgraded assemblers or combinators so that those correctly unload, because half of them were wrong. It's already been upgraded. Red Rafe, welcome, 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 welcome. I'm doing some boring stuff this morning, well, this afternoon for me. I am fixing a mistake in all of my stations for the unloaders for counting for the second wagon of each pair. So, and while I'm walking around every station, I'm doing these upgrades that I needed to do anyways. So, it's one wire hooked to the wrong pole on 50% of the wagons. And I don't like you being here. Oops, somebody's flashing. Yeah, it's part of the process, though. You know, you just constantly have to refine it, test it, play it. The sort of stuff that you just can't simulate, right? I can do all this in a simulator as much as I want, but at some point I've got to actually build it and run it, especially when it comes to train interactions and how many. Oh, it'll break all of my BPs, Sergey. There's a little thing in one of their first FFFs where they've changed the power poles from 30 to 32 distance to make it chunk aligned, which is the grid system in the game, right? This is a chunk, 32 by 32 tiles, and they've changed the distance between these. See how this power pole is shifted, so it's 1, 2, 3 tiles from this chunk perimeter, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles from this chunk perimeter. Well, they've changed that so that it's now 32, so that if you put a power pole in this spot, it's going to be in this spot as well. Well, all of my blueprints are tied to the power poles. Power poles are my absolute on everything. Right? The large power poles define my layouts. Especially if you look at something like this, you can see it much more clearly. Every one of these layouts is going to change because the size of this cell is going to change. It's going to grow by 2, which is great, but everything's going to have to be redone. I don't mind. The real challenge for me is that Cities of Earth may just simply die. The mod that I wrote that takes the map of the Earth that the Adler created and gives me this beautiful layout. But because we're going to multi-planet, I honestly don't know how I can make it work multi-planet. So there's quite a consideration there that I don't know that I'm even going to bother. Oh look, stuck got stuck. You stuckity stuck thing, you. God, you're such an annoying idiot. I'm not going to deal with quality. I don't think quality is a good implementation in the game. Fortunately, it's a mod, and I can just ignore it. just simply not activate that mod in my playthroughs. And if that sounds like I'm being a stuck old thing in the mud, I am. I'll go out and shake my fist at the clouds. But I consider the quality things to be more tedious than functional. And when I think of blueprints, I think, okay, so now I've got to have blueprints for different quality levels. And that's, again, they're like intermediates that you don't need. Right? If you're going to go the quality route, you're going to end up just churning through all those individual things. Why bother with that? Why? Where's the fun in that? It's like fall damage in a first-person shooter. Sure, it's realistic. It's not fun. And it's like having too many intermediates. Sure, the intermediates and yeah, there's some argument to be made, and Burgers has made a great point about the fact that there are some intermediates that are good. Like in Crestorio 2, they added a lot of intermediates that I don't think are useful to me. But there is one of them for inserter components that is useful. Holy crap, I never finished this either because I don't have enough blue beacons. Or blue modules. And I think that the quality creates the same situation. Is you're getting a little bit of positive for very expensive tedium. Yeah, okay, so you're gonna set up a recycling event. Great. A component of your factory that recycles things. Great. And then what? It's just one more step. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I was on the wrong one. Certainly didn't want that to happen. I don't know why I didn't put a filter on that. Major problem I see with each quality is a percent of giving lower or higher quality. Yeah, so it's just tedious. Quality tiers are just mark dash in disguise with recycling recipes. Yes. Yeah, I will agree with you on that, Red Wraith, except the tediousness that it takes to get there, right? I can't just upgrade to Mark. I have to go through this process where I set up this little recycling array to get me to that higher level mark. And that's just, like I said, tedious. Where's the value there? What am I missing here? Oh, I've got upgrades I missed there. Okay. All right. Well, let's get to what I came here for, which is to upgrade these things. To do this upgrade. And then to do these replacements. At least they made it opt-in. Yeah, I don't think the for now is going to be ever going to change. It's always going to be opt-in. Mark, we have recycling mod. We have why make it in base game? Yeah, well, if it's optional, we have space mod as well. So why make it in base game then? Well, I think that's just the way they wanted to implement the functionality of version 2 is as a mod to their base game. I suspect their ego says that we put a lot of effort into making the base game a mod, so they're gonna force themselves to make use of that functionality by having that as a mod. Okay, so D is not supposed to be connecting to here for input, but it is for output. Oh, well, the lamp is, but yeah, you're not. Okay, so you're good. Okay, so these are done. Those don't need it. These are done. All right, so all of that upgrading is done except for right here. So sorry, this is, well, I'm just going to summon a train because that's a long walk. Fennec, wow. Currently watching all the VODs of the series and I enjoy it very much. Thanks for being, that being said, I noticed the flaw in your mid-game ore loading stations. You block half the belts you're getting in if the first station is not ready to get a train. But in doing so, you're losing a lot of mining if the patch is producing more of those unblocked belts can handle. You are correct there, Fennec. It's a trade-off. First off, thanks for the kind words. Secondly, if you missed the VOD, I am putting all these on YouTube, 1 hour at a time. In my About, I have my YouTube channel. For me, it's a trade-off. It's like I found myself waiting for those when it was not prioritized like that. What would happen is both trains would load slowly. So by prioritizing it that way, it's a simple fix for prioritizing loading one. I don't know what a compressor like the Speedrunners is, but I'm interested. Alright, so we should have a visitor here. Also keep in mind, Fennec, I made it on the fly. I didn't put a lot of thought into it. Big blob of splitters with output priorities that gives you X amount of compressed belts by shifting all the stuff into one direction multiple times. I have to think about that. Because they don't make use of prioritized splitters very much. I am against them in a production facility, but in a mining facility it might make sense. I can see what you're saying, so it's not that I can't visualize it. So, yeah. I should be able to bring Zoe down here. And at least finish these two off. Thanks, Fennec. I appreciate that. So the one I go look at doesn't have it. Here's one that does it. So what I would be doing here is, instead of putting this here, is that I would put a bunch of splitters that go bing, 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 and always push them there. Yeah. Yeah, Fennec, Sergey has posted something in my Discord that looks like it's what you're talking about. I'd consider that if it's not too many splitters. Of course, there is one more thing. This is not a high performance build. This is just a mid game build. So I'm not trying to get maximum performance out of this. I'm just trying to get consistent performance out of it. So there is a challenge there, in that us humans are always trying to make these things as capable as we can. And the red belt builds don't need to be as capable as they can be. They just need to provide the mid game bases with enough stuff that they can, I can then get the blue. Why aren't you putting out these proud mods? God, I hate that. Why is there that long delay? Yeah. Sometimes when I say something out loud, it's because I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and I don't necessarily stick to what I initially thought of. I mean, I'm not Sherlock Holmes. I can't figure it all out on the fly. And I have to say, I don't appreciate being told that I complain, because I never complain. Ever. I don't complain about anything. Not the weather, not the recyclers, not the quality mod, nothing. I'm always perfectly happy and thrilled with everything that's going on, especially these big stupid bots that won't put production modules into things, even though I'm standing there. I wouldn't complain about stupid bots not doing their stupid job because they're stupid. Now I sound like Jeremy Clarkson without an accent. although he wouldn't say he has an accent. Oh, that one you decided to do. Oh, okay, now you're going to help out. Now that I'm out, now that it's empty, you jerks. I didn't have enough proud mods to do what I wanted to do. Yes, Fennec. Noticing. Hey, I don't have enough stuff. Yeah, thank you for the feedback. I do think I would like to implement something better there. Let's see if Zoe's ready to come down. Oops, wrong armor. Well, that's what I ended up doing, Sergey. Is just building more mines because I didn't have enough. All right, so these are. So this is row 1. And I gotta get this right. So row 1 is going to look like this. All the way across. But where am I going to be bringing? So that's A. So I am going to be bringing B in from out here. So this one, these I'm really making a compromise on what I would normally do. So I got to figure this out on the fly, as it were. That's going to look like that, and that's going to look like that. But I've still got to feed C and D in here. So C, normally, on a normal setup, C would be coming in the middle because it would be coming down from the 3rd spot. Because B goes all the way out. But in this case, B is my pipe, so C is perfectly okay to be this way. But that means I need to pass it through. So this is okay, but it means I need to do this here. Now, where would I normally do that? What's the distance between this and this? Yeah, it's literally right there. Okay. Sweet. That's just a straight dig. All right. So that's what B normally would be. So now I just need to get D in here. So C is satisfied. So what would a D look like? I got the D right here. So this is what D looks like. Let me finish my thought of what I'm looking at here first, and then I will read your message because that's a healthy one. By the way, is there an easy way to extend Cities of Earth with additional maps? I think it might be a neat idea to have countries or states with up to one-to-one map size if possible within the engine, but that sounds like something the community could provide if there was a defined process for doing so. Had the idea you basically build one of those factories in my hometown. Might be interesting to use a map that actually uses my nearby known geography. So first off, Fennec, it is possible to do that. It's pretty straightforward. I designed it to use multiple maps, and adding a new map requires map data and city data, and that's it. And those are both data files. If you look at the mod, there is a folder called data, and in there is a folder that has all of the data files in it, and adding a new one in there is pretty straightforward. Let me see. COE3. So in the data folder, there is cities underscore Africa, cities underscore America, etc. And then there is world underscore Africa and world underscore Americas. Now, what World Africa consists of is the transformed data from a image file, which was created by taking an image file and running it through a Python script processor. So, if you're really interested, and I don't recommend this, if you're really interested, we can work together on a city on a map that is for a specific region. It needs, and I use TIFF files because that's what it originally did. But here's the overarching thing. Cities of Earth is pretty much going to be made obsolete by Factorio 2.0 because being multi-world, my brain has not figured out how I'm going to make the map transformation when I have multiple worlds. One suggestion was take each of these areas, take like Europe and Africa and Americas and Oceania, and make those the different worlds, right? So that you start in like the European map, and then when planet A is Americas and planet B is Africa and planet C is Oceania. That's possible, but I got to see what the game engine gives me because, like we just saw with the latest FFF, it really breaks it because of lava and the tiling and the types of new things. Because I have to map a color pixel with a terrain type in the game, which means I basically have to start almost all over. I have to go back into the Python that the Adler wrote, and I have to figure out how to transform an RGB pixel to, yeah, just let ChatGPT do it. I I don't think that's a good idea for me. So this doesn't quite work here, but that does. So, Fennec, it has long been my goal to support that type of design. That's why it's designed that way, and that's why they're all multiple worlds, which is so that that sort of thing can be done. I've even had requests to make it multiplayer, kind of like or multi-server, kind of like the other one is with linked chests and things like that. because there's a mod set for Factorio that lets you play on multiple servers. Wouldn't it be really cool if you could trade with other people in other parts of the world where, like, Fennec, the one example I have was Manhattan in New York. Yeah, go ahead. If you have questions, just hit me up on Discord. I can, we can even get online and I can explain it to you. Okay, so that's going to bring that down there. That's going to bring that there. This is going to come through here, so this looks fine. Hi, Jay. That icon, Fennec, that's fantastic. So, Fennec, if you're interested in the source code of where how that image file, I don't know what your level of software development is, but there is an old mod called Factorio World, which is where I got my code from, written by a guy named the Adler, which I've contributed to his code base. But inside of Factorio World is a script that takes an input file and transforms it so that it will work with Factorio. It takes a TIFF file, and he includes the documentation on how he uses it. I have long wanted to find a graphics file that I could use for this functionality where you would be able to pick pretty much any city in the world and get a geological survey image, convert it to Factorio, and then have that as a map that's available to you. And even Fantasy World, somebody suggested, could you take something, if somebody did Lord of the Rings image in the right setup, could you use that? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And that's part of the reason that all these things have the word Earth in them, is because it doesn't necessarily have to be Earth. But I got to have an image file that is compatible, and I would convert it to a TIFF file so I don't have to recode all that. Fennec, well, you and I used to do all of that. I've been a software engineer for decades. I've done DevOps, my most recent assignment. I've learned Go. I'm not a fan of Python. I love Go. Lua is not a very good language. It's not strongly typed, but it's pretty straightforward. As a matter of fact, Lua is not typed at all, to be honest. So if you can do Python, you can do Lua. Oh, it looks like I missed a bit. It also looks like I'm going to be doing some, because the way that this is I gave myself a year to establish an online presence in Twitch to the point where it would cover my bills and pay my way. But unfortunately, January is coming, and that didn't quite generate enough income. So I'm going to be probably come February of next year. I'm probably going to be looking for some sort of part-time / contractor job doing software development like I used to do. And you can tell I'm really thrilled about that. I plan to continue to stream every day or, most days of the week. But gonna have to do something to get enough to pay the mortgage. And continue to build my viewer base here in Factorio on Twitch. Rolly Roll says, I understand that you have multiple mortgages because you're a real estate tycoon. You're the next Donald Trump. That's what I hear about you, Rolly Rolls. That's what I hear about you. You're even down in Florida. Yeah, well, you know what? There's a judge in New York that says Mar-a-Lago is only worth 18 million, so you should be able to buy that and flip it if you can get it for 18 million. I mean, it's got one room that's probably worth more than 18 million, but that's beside the point. Well, Fennec, that's yeah, I got laid off / fired a year ago. Well, January. I don't know what I can do. I don't know if I can go back to the corporate world. I spent 20 years at Ford Motor Company, 10 years at IBM. I don't know that I can work for somebody else again. I had this conversation with my brother over Thanksgiving. He's like, well, you never know, you could contribute. I'm like, dude, you've never even been fired in your life. You don't even know what contribute is. It just, everything worked out for you. And my side of the aisle ain't shit. Ain't shit that's worked that way. So, I know I have to do my own thing. I just need to find my own thing that makes enough income that I can keep doing it. And there's two things I absolutely love doing. Streaming or playing video games and talking. And I'm really good at them. So, this Twitch thing lets me do both of those. And there are other guys that have enough viewership that they're able to make it happen. Because I know what my costs are. I've got 30 viewers a day, gets me about $200 a month. All right, well, I need about $3,000 a month. So I need to 10x, 15x, especially what I'm doing, or pretty much. So if I go from 30 viewers a day to 300 viewers a day, okay. And then I take it to the next and I go 500 viewers a day is probably what it would cost to cover my bills. And 500 viewers a day is very possible. I see other viewers who do that, or other streamers who do that. So there's nothing in my mind that tells me I can't get 500 viewers a day. It's just the big thing I've noticed with people who have got that many viewers is they've been around for a long time. So, yeah, if I do go and get the part-time gig somewhere, then it's a matter of continue to do this, even if I get a full-time gig, continue to do this part-time to the point where people are used to seeing me online and I get regular visitors. Yes, Fennec, I do expect that Factorio 2.0 will give me, and that's one of the reasons I have a YouTube channel and I have my blueprints on Discord, or my blueprints on GitHub, is in the hopes that when it comes out, I can come out with some more content that people will be interested in. But I'm also sure that there's a lot of other streamers that are going to jump on it. But I have what the one comment somebody said is that interesting designs, boring commentary. So that's pretty much what I'm going to put as my description. But again, I don't see that coming in time for me to not get something else going. Because I don't expect Factorio 2.0 to be released until November, December of 2024. Because I've done software engineering before, and if they're saying it's August of 2024, yeah, it's December of 2024 at the earliest. Yeah, and I have a lot of respect for Neilhouse, and there's other people that I follow that get that kind of viewing. I am considering doing speed running, and somebody said, well, yeah, you'll get a lot more viewers from that. And it's not why I'm considering doing 100% speed running. I want to do 100% speed running because I've watched McIntyre do it, and man, he makes it look fun. He makes it look something I want to do, which is a big deal. So I'm thinking next month I'm going to split my time between 6 hours of speed running and 6 hours of MegaBase. Unfortunately, you can hear that wood chopper in the background. There's not much I can do about that. Sergey, yes, I do play other things. As a matter of fact, on Sundays I have been playing other things. But most of the games I enjoy are niche. So, in my Factorio, or in my Discord, I have other games, and I have other games that I've tried. And like I did AI Wars 2 over this weekend, which is, again, a niche game. So I don't think I need those, but the biggest games out there are the games I cannot play. Right? The games I cannot play are first-person shooters, or things that are in first perspective. Like, I can't even really play Satisfactory, because Satisfactory bounces the camera, and it makes me motion sick. So, the COH Co, he's like the biggest streamer I've seen. He gets 10,000 people watching. But he does games I can't play. The other guy I watch quite a bit. I don't see him online right now. Well, JD has a nice following. But, gosh, what's his name? Oh, well. I'll find him eventually. Oh, Giant Waffle. Giant Waffle's right in my sweet spot. You know, he's got like 1,500 viewers a day. I'd love to be able to hit that. But again, he goes into games that I can't play. But it does provide me encouragement that there are people playing games that don't have an unfair advantage over me. Because all seriousness, I'm not female. My viewership is going to be different. So when I look at who can I compare my viewership to, it has to be guys. And I don't use a camera because I'm not particularly good looking. Somebody once said a face built for radio and a voice made for writing and word capabilities meant for just keeping the fuck shut up. That's not true. I have good word usage. My voice is less than stellar. But then again, there's lots of people who are good speakers who don't have that deep and powerful voice. But I've been told that people can feel the passion in what I say because I love what I do and I believe in it. Yeah, it's fine. I can make a living at that. Besides, it's kind of fun to freak somebody out. And they're like, well, you know, you kids today. I'm like, kids today? Dude, I'm probably older than you. And I usually am. See, I'm really low on lamps, and I'm really low on power poles, so I'd like to have those. And I'm really low on these. And I don't need any of this anymore. So what's missing? I gotta change this back to what it was. This and this. What's missing here? Just prod mods. And what's missing here? Nothing. All right, so I need to finish this. Oops. But for prod mods, which is an odd one. All right, I'm going to send King Finerb back. I'm done with you. I'm going to switch to my fast armor. And King Finerb and I are going to go, well, no, Lycum and I'm going to send Lycum up there, but I don't think I'm going to need him. Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what the speed run. I'm gonna read more Warger's tutorial, and then I'll probably use that base blueprint, and I'll blend in some of what Anti-Elites does for his, because I'm told some of his designs are much better. And that's one of the draws, because if you look at my blueprints, I mean, I've got a lot of blueprints that I've done, and I've refined